How you feeling?
Oh my god, it burns!
Don't forget to subscribe with post notifications. Enjoy. So you're probably asking yourself, why? Why would you put yourself through such pain? And there's a very easy explanation for that. It all started how most bad decisions happen, through a bet. And the worst part of it is, I wasn't even part of that bet. So to keep it short and sweet, Ernesto lost a bet with one of the other homies, Mark. He's the homie who gave me that brilliant idea in last week's video. And if you haven't seen that video yet, click right here. It's the story of how I bet my friend to get blackout drunk. And yes, if you've seen some of my other videos, you might remember the name Ernesto. He was from one of my other story times and probably one of my favorite videos to date. And if you want to see that video, it's also right up here in the top right corner. It's the chicken sandwich incident, and there's a reason why that's one of my favorite videos. So, continuing with this video, Ernesto lost a bet to Mark, so now he has to eat the hottest chocolate in the world. So the day that Ernesto lost, Mark went online and bought the chocolate. And every day we waited for that chocolate to arrive. It probably took a solid month or two for it to come in, and we already knew Ernesto was gonna die from this. Finally, the day comes. And Mark had that chocolate for a while, but we couldn't find a way to hang out with Ernesto. Probably because he was ducking us because he didn't want to eat that chocolate. That's just my theory. But the day finally comes when we all hang out, and at the end of it, we head over to his house. Just him, Mark, and I, and it is time for him to eat that chocolate. And for some reason, Ernesto isn't worried at all, because in his mind, it's just chocolate. And even if it is spicy, chocolate is chocolate, and chocolate tastes good. For all the people who watched my other video with Ernesto in it, you all know, man likes to eat. However, I don't think he realized that this small little chocolate bar, probably the size of a post-it note, is 9 million Scoville units. Which, if that means absolutely nothing to you, that is about, in comparison, 900 times hotter than a jalapeno. So, Ernesto cuts it in half so he can either eat the rest later or give some to his family so they can try later. And without any hesitation, Ernesto puts the chocolate in his mouth and begins chewing. He has that smug look on his face because everything is fine, because he wants to act all tough like he can handle the heat. So he was acting like everything was fine. For a few seconds, that is. Ernesto went from thinking he was King Spice to crying and chugging a whole container of milk within seconds. And about 5 minutes goes by and the milk isn't helping. So now that his face is soaking wet from all of the sweat coming off of his face, he's telling us his face is numb and that he thinks he's gonna die because the amount of pain coming from his mouth is starting to get unbearable. So he runs over to the sink, shoves the hose into his mouth, and begins to blast water into his mouth on full blast for easily 10 to 15 minutes. While me and Mark are dying laughing. If I can find any videos of this, I'll play it now.
Hey, let's go.
You can see the fucking pain in his neck, holy shit. Is it that bad?
It's in my teeth! Oh, this is so bad! Get more milk! Get me more milk! Milk! Ah!
You're gonna throw up, man.
How you feeling? Oh my god, it burns! Current thoughts. Stop!
Oh my god, he sounds like he's in pain. No.
So after Ernesto somewhat is back to normal, I stupidly think, come on, he ate half of this damn bar. It can't be that bad. So I convinced Mark to have the smallest amount with me. So we begin to cut just a sliver off the bar. And I kid you not, within seconds, we both knew we were gonna die. But we didn't have the luxury of drinking milk and waterboarding ourselves because Mark had to go home. So we literally ate a piece and left. I had to drive and I did not think we were going to be able to make it home. I consider myself really good with spicy foods, but this little sliver of chocolate, Mike Tyson uppercutted my ass and left me in a state where I can't feel my mouth. And just the act of breathing was starting to hurt, but somehow we made it home. The pain realistically only lasted about 10 minutes, and then it started to die down fast after that. But man, with all that chaos with Ernesto, I completely forgot this saying when it comes to spicy foods. It burns twice. Once on the way in, and once again on the way out. So knowing what I went through, I couldn't imagine poor Ernesto's ass after this. I guarantee he was in tears, because even though I just said I had a sliver of it, it felt like I just had the spiciest Mexican food times a million. So, the lesson to be learned here is don't fuck with a spicy chocolate unless you're okay with your asshole feeling like hot lava within the next 24 hours.